Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, Kate McKinnon Princess. In this part, it's time for side quest stuff. Yay!
I don't understand that reference.
You will at the end of the part.
Oh, okay.
I probably won't, because I don't recognize the name from anywhere.
Anyway, oh look, mail time, mail time, mail time, mail time! Oh, this is the plot mail. Never mind, we're ignoring that.
I don't understand that reference either. I'm a little bit late with saying.
That's Blue's Clues.
Good Lord.
Come on, man.
Blues confirmed that
Oh, Blue's
I
Clues.
like
I
Blue's
watched like
Clues.
maybe a collective 20 minutes of that as a kid. So,
I watched Zero.
You-
So. Oh
we're all like 13, aren't we?
Yeah.
It sure is boring around here.
See, I almost said like 12, but that's a little too young to understand that joke. So, oh, you know what? Maybe not nowadays. Kids these days grow up too fast. Shakes my fist at the
no!
sky.
Children these days.
These kids today and their rock music and their Jello pudding and...
And their hopscotch and their hula hoops.
So anyway, this guy is supposed to be Tingle or a riff on him. Anyway, and I didn't realize that at all.
I don't remember
I
this
didn't
guy
get it
at all.
either.
But
Oh,
yeah,
he's an
I can see
asshole.
it.
He's great. But Tingle with a six-pack is does that make him better or worse?
Well, you know, it kind of
depends
gives
on
him.
what perspective.
It kind of gives him the vibe of that outfit they put men in when they're joking about like this is what sexual equality would look like in pop culture. You know,
But
that kind of thing.
Here's the thing, though. I love Tingle. I firmly support Tingle. And I feel
Firmly support Tingle.
Here's the thing. I feel like if you need to make Tingle traditionally sexy in order to like him, you're not a real Tingle fan. Alright? We love Tingle the way he is as a 35-year-old overweight, unemployed jackass.
Is this like?
Let it be known that this motherfucker speaks for himself and only himself.
Is this like the beginning of one of those Twitter campaigns that goes like this tweet if the picture on the left is just as beautiful as the picture on the right?
Oh no!
Exactly, yeah. And I love this guy because he's such a dickwad, and he's one of those carnival carnies who's trying to play things up, but he's really upset that you actually figured out the trick. He's also really bad at his muttering under his breath. Because he's like, oh, Link, you suck. What? I mean, have a good day, sir. You literally just said I
No,
suck.
that's called passive aggression.
A runabout. I'll steal it. No one will ever know.
And one thing that I do love is that these girls are now our fangirls, and they drop hearts.
They
that
are.
we can-
They are.
I love
No,
that.
That I remember.
a piece of trivia regarding the girls. They are red, green, and blue. They are representing Din, Nehru, and Furor.
Wait, really? Oh, wow.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the three goddesses. Yeah,
So the goddesses are now our fangirls.
Yes.
They're
that sounds
human
like an
forms.
East game, to be honest.
Probably, yeah. So, okay, so I know that Din is in Oracle of Seasons, and Nehru is in Oracle of Ages. Where's Furor in those games?
There was going to be a third one, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, so is she just not in them, or just a minor character or something?
Just not in them, I don't think. I haven't played them through yet.
Wow,
It's
poor
weird.
Furor.
I could not get into the Oracle games, even though I love Link's Awakening to pieces, and they're basically the same game.
I know that all three of them are in Minish Cap, and there's a little side quest with their house or something,
Yeah, you have to give them houses, and I think two of them get shafted. You have to pick your favorite, essentially. I think.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No,
It's
that's
been a
that's
while,
literally
so-
how the Trojan War starts. Holy crap. No, Link, what are you doing? That's literally how the Trojan War starts. No, bad.
Sometimes it pays to have someone who actually knows some history on our team, because I never would have realized that.
Yeah, so it's I forget which specific ones and who it was, but it's somebody picks Aphrodite as their favorite goddess, and people get petty about it because it's the Greek gods, and then the Trojan War happens. So I haven't. You see, I never actually read. Is that the Odyssey or the Iliad? I don't remember which one it is, but
The Iliad is the war. Yeah, Odyssey is him going home.
It would be Aphrodite, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Well, the weird thing about those epics is that apparently there's 7 more parts to it that are just lost to time.
Oh yeah, it's There's a lot of different stuff like that. Like the Canterbury Tales is like apparently less than half as long than what it was supposed to be, because there was supposed to be half of the tales were supposed to be them walking to Canterbury and half of them were supposed to be them walking back. And I think they don't even get to the halfway point.
That makes it sound like it was meant to be like the Lord of the Rings before the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but the Canterbury Tales, while you normally think of it as this stuffy English class thing, literally one of the first stories involves a guy landing on a rake so hard that it literally goes straight up his asshole. So, it's at...
I just realized the way the Goron introduces Malamar, is that supposed to be a Mario Kart reference?
What does he say?
He says, the way it's phrased is it's like, "Welcome to Malomar."
Welcome to Mario Kart.
It's a Mario Kart. I think Double Dash is already a thing at this point.
Yeah, that was Mario Kart
If that's
64.
a reference, it's a very loose one, I think.
It might be a reference, but this was all originally written in Japanese, so it might just be a localizing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Zelda and Mario do tend to have a lot of references to each other a lot of the time. Although, more recently, there's been less Mario in Zelda and more Zelda in Mario. But, because the Zelda levels in 3D World and 3D Land are one thing I remember.
Unless you're doing a weird-ass story like Link's Awakening, Mario references in this game kind of tonally clash a lot of the time. So
yeah,
it's
they're
a little
usually kind of like hidden sort of stuff, like the Yoshi painting in Ocarina of Time and stuff like that.
But, like, Link's Awakening had actual Goombas and a Kirby enemy running around. So
And Wart.
So now we're gonna get a 3D Wart.
Wart's actually going to have a model.
Which is... Did he even have, a Smash Brothers trophy or anything like that?
I don't think so. He was a sticker in Brawl, but I don't think he ever got a trophy.
I'm looking forward to that remake. I really am.
Well, it's your favorite. It's your favorite Zelda.
Yeah, well, it's not my favorite Zelda, but it is my nostalgic Zelda because it's the one I played as a kid.
I hate this mission so goddamn much.
Like,
this is pretty bad.
I just remember tweeting that video out to you in the morning after the Direct, Lewis, and you were like, "Oh, happy day!"
I was so happy. Yeah, it's like I bought that game because I was bitter about not having an N64, and I'd been drooling over Ocarina of Time and magazines for a while. So.
Is this what humanity calls
I
joy?
was a little off-put by playing as a kid because I was hooked in by cool adult Link, but I got used to it, and I really liked the game when I got into it. So Oh, geez.
Well, did you play original or DX?
I played original.
So no color dungeon for you.
Well, I'm not sure if I played original or DX, but I definitely played it on Game Boy Pocket. So if I did play DX, I didn't get the color dungeons.
Is the DX version one of those games that only works on a Game Boy Color?
Yes.
Okay.
It's one of those
Wait,
games
it's not?
that
play-
has content that's locked out.
You can play both, but
Yeah.
you could not finish the color dungeon because of the grayscale.
Well, I don't
Well,
think
I
you
mean,
could
you
actually even
could,
get into
but-
the color
No,
dungeon.
you can't. No, you can't.
You
Oh,
can?
okay.
Oh.
Wait, you can or cannot?
You cannot.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you can get in, you can probably finish it if you know what to do ahead of time.
If you want to waste
But-
3,000 hours brute forcing your way through some of the color puzzles, sure.
Well, I mean, I'm a master at brute forcing my way through certain puzzles. You'd be surprised.
Technically
Bitch, you
possible,
have no
but
idea
very
how much
improbable.
time I'm willing to spend.
No, I mean, like,
I am nothing if not a patient man.
you'd be surprised at how efficient I could be at brute forcing things.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but DX was not color exclusive. It was just heavily encouraged.
all right, in that
Man,
case,
that
probably
bird
I'll
is
play the
really good
original.
at not
Yeah,
falling.
no, it's like...
He's hovering.
Try hovering.
It's not even treading air.
Oh, but the clouds are still... Oh, and then... Oh, I just noticed that Epona disappears and then reappears.
Thanks for the priceless gem of semi-immortality.
Yeah,
I do
so-
like how the heart pieces just look like gems. It's cool.
They're real nice in this game. Also, real quick, I got really curious about the Minish Cap and the 3 girls. Apparently only one gets shafted, and it's thought to be a reference to the missing...
Oh yeah, the
Oracle's title?
Furore Oracle game. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting. You get to pick 2, and only one gets shafted.
Yeah, but do you end up making an even bigger house for an unrelated 4th girl, and then you forget that all the other girls exist?
That
No.
kind of ends up sounding a bit like an Atlas re-release. I'm sorry. The story material in Catherine Fullbody just rubs me the wrong way. Mostly on a...
Ooh, if we're
No,
gonna,
not the
let's-
political stuff. The weird-ass time travel stuff.
Oh well,
and
no,
the
that
alien,
stuff's dumb.
The alien stuff.
Well, that
No.
stuff's dumb too, but let's just not get it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just really fatigued by Atlas always adding a new waifu to their re-releases. Marie was bad enough. I was like, is that your idea of extra content? New waifu, Atlas? Do we really need to do this every time?
I mean, the majority would be happy about new waifus. More
Alright.
waifus to go around.
You know, I legitimately thought just now that the part had looped back to the beginning.
I wouldn't blame you.
Okay.
Wow, this letter from a Terminian prince says that we just have 50,000 rupees. All we have to do is give him our bank account information. Nice.
Is it the one that survives time travel bank accounts or a
Okay.
normal bank account?
Okay, you joke about that, but the BrainScratch business email very recently got that kind of email. It wasn't, thankfully, from a
Did you say
Nigerian
no?
prince, but it was
Did you
damn
say
close. No, of course I didn't. I'm not that gullible. Come on.
But what if it's not bullshit, though? Think about it.
It's bullshit.
What
So
if there really is a Nigerian
saw-
prince?
I saw this post about something like that where an abandoned house was just full of money in like Nigeria or something, and it was like, wow, that prince really meant business. Like it was an actual thing where they confiscated like, I don't know, a couple $1 million or something like that, and it was just there in cash.
You see, one of my favorite comics, and this was from like the mid 2000s.
you also passed up a bug.
Oh yeah, no, I go back and get that later, or I might have already gotten it. But
Possibly.
one of my favorite comics from the mid 2000s is like, man, the millionth visitor to our website just happened, but they didn't take the free car. Are you sure they saw the message? Yeah, it was blinking and everything. Also, giving the spring water to this guy is a case of you can just dump it on the ground for no reason every once in a while,
Yeah.
and I hate it.
Waste your time. So the hot spring water gives him the strength to break through those rocks. Clearly, the developers were a fan of Space Jam.
It's Link's secret stuff.
That's steroids, Michael. That's literally just steroids.
Yeah, this is a performance-enhancing substance, Michael. That's actually, and that was a kids' movie too.
As we all know, we don't work for our ability at that athletics. We cheat for it.
No, unless you're Michael Jordan, then you're just born with it. I'm depressed now.
The process of figuring out those songs has been annoying.
Yeah, there's no real like if you know the song beforehand is the thing. Like you trial and error it less is the thing. Like if you hear and you recognize that this is, I actually don't know which one this is.
Well, I can't because you keep messing those last few notes up, and it throws my total equilibrium off.
Sorry, Todd.
It throws your actual equilibrium off. You mean you start wobbling
just
from lack of
entirely.
balance?
I'm already on the floor.
Suddenly vertigo.
Up there goes gravity.
Are those three emblems for the goddesses?
No, those are the medallions from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's so the world becomes trippy whenever you play music for some reason, and that's the Arbiter's Grounds, I think.
Oh,
Yes.
Poe hunting. This game's gold sculptures.
Yeah, so you're welcome. I edit all of this together because it's tedious. The game's
I forgot that the NES Ghostbuster theme sounded ominous as shit in the beginning.
Well, you know, finding this stuff as you go
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
can be satisfying in
the only
gameplay,
problem is that you can't find it as you go because it has to be at nighttime, and there's no way to.
but-
mess
Yeah,
with the
I know.
daylight
that's a bit of a wrench. But what I mean is like actually playing through the act of exploring for these things can be satisfying depending on what kind of player you are. The thing is, this is just not easy to make it interesting to watch and talk over.
Yeah, so they're kind of like the Korok seeds do this kind of thing the best out of all the Zelda games, in that they're plentiful. You don't need all of them. And finding them is like a nice little surprise, You're just like, oh, is that a Korok seed? You find it. Yes, it's a Korok seed.
Sometimes, after a while, you kind of get wise to their tricks.
Yeah, that's true.
Because a lot of them are kind of within the same 3 or 4 kinds of puzzles.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, if you find the puzzle, though, it's exciting, because it's like, oh, that's a Korok seed. It's not necessarily that solving the puzzle is the exciting part, it's more that it's a reward for keeping your eyes open.
Recognizing
Yeah,
it.
the Korok seeds were only really annoying for completionists, and I think that was mostly before they added DLC to make finding them all a ton
Yeah,
easier.
the Korok mask.
Yeah, the Korok mask made it a lot better. I keep wanting to replay Breath of the Wild just to like go and get as many Korok seeds as I can, but it's like time.
Yeah, no, Breath of the Wild is a game that I'm going to wait like 5 years at most to replay.
I haven't gotten around to finishing Breath of the Wild yet because it's so damn big, but the story of my life with like the 10 billion open world RPGs from past and present that I own. But
Same.
I keep meaning to go back to it. It's just I don't have my Switch version anymore. So
Aww.
Yeah,
That sucks.
it's just one of those games that I feel like if you remember it too well, the magic of exploring the world isn't there. So
Yeah.
I'm going to wait a couple of years before I try to replay it again so that, it feels fresh when I eventually do it.